Welcome back to Guns 101, our welcome message for new gun owners. It's brought to you by the Self Defense Radio Network. I'm Rob Morse from Self Defense Gun Stories. My two partners here, Amanda Suffacool from Eye on the Target Radio. The handsome guy doing the heavy lifting, that's Paul Lathrop from the Polite Society podcast. Our guest for this segment is Derek LeBlanc from the Kids Safe Foundation. Derek, they're brand new gun owners who, as their first gun ever, just picked up an AR-15 because they heard it would be good for home defense. They're not wrong, but there's some things they need to know.
Well, I'd say welcome. Making a purchase like that is it's a great purchase. There's also a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And so when it comes to, good starting point is obviously when it comes to storage of that firearm. Okay, so good safe. Make sure a good trigger lock, cable lock is available inside that. So I'm going to talk about the AR-15. This is an AR-15. This one's kind of modified, probably a little bit more than one you would buy right off the store shelf. I'm going to show you. There's nothing inside here. Okay, so the first step that I'm always going to take is you can't really see, but I'm going to look inside and visually inspect the chamber. I'm going to make sure there's nothing inside there. Okay. So this gun is completely empty. And I'll show you this. This is what's called my magazine, okay, or a mag, okay. This is a 30-round magazine. I have those orange W rounds in there for illustration. So this is not a clip. This is a magazine, okay. So the way this works is I'll show you how to load in just a moment. I'm going to start off at the beginning, okay. So this right here is called the muzzle brake or the flash hider. This is what is designed to disperse the gases when that gun fires. Okay, so I pull the trigger, the gun starts the process, the bullet exits the barrel, the gases will escape. Okay, so this kind of helps control that recoil. Right here is also equipped with a flip up front sight. Okay, so you can put lots of different options when it comes to a flip up front sight on these type of rifles. Okay, this right here is called the rail, the hand grip. Okay, I have what's called a foregrip here. This kind of helps me control the rifle, okay, when I'm firing. And this one is also equipped, I'll show you, with a flashlight. Okay, so that's important because sometimes at night, if I hear a bump that goes night, I can also kind of shine a flashlight to tell if it's either a violent intruder or the neighbor's cat. So I definitely want to identify that threat if I ever had to use this type of firearm. Okay, so that's my flashlight. I'll come back here. This is what's called the magazine well. Okay, the magazine well is basically where the magazine is going to go when this gun is loaded to be fired. Okay, so with the magazine well, I can put a 5, a 10, a 20, a 30, 40, 50, 60, or 100 round magazine inside this type of firearm. Okay, one thing that's an important thing to note is this right here is the trigger. Okay, this gun will fire one bullet at a time. Okay, so one press of the trigger, this gun will fire. This gun is not fully automatic like the media would make you think. Okay, so this right here is what's called the dust cover. Okay, so I can close that. That kind of helps keep everything, my bolt carrier group keeps that clean. Okay, this one is also equipped with a scope. I also have what's called a flip up backup sight right here, which is kind of hard to see right there. Okay, so I have lots of options when it comes to aiming for this type of firearm. So this right here is called the pistol grip. Okay, the pistol grip, it kind of helps control the gun. This gun is equipped. Every gun is going to be equipped with a safety. So see that's on fire. That's on safe. Okay, so every gun is going to have a safety selector on there. Okay, so to load this type of firearm, now actually one more thing. This right here is called the adjustable stock. Okay, see that? See, I can adjust this to fit the body type. So obviously all the way out, this could fit me. All the way in, it could fit somebody maybe 4'8". So that's the whole point of this adjustable stock is to fit the length of pole to make it comfortable for that person to shoot. Okay, so to load this gun, what I would do is take those dummy rounds, right? Seat that magazine, pull back on the charging handle right here, drop it, and I have a loaded AR-15. Okay. So to render this gun safe, what I would do is there's a magazine release right here. Drop that magazine out of the way, and then eject the spent round. Very, very similar to that semi-automatic that I covered a little bit earlier. So make sure that you do it properly, because
the semi-automatic that you covered in a different video, not earlier.
In a different video, yes.
They have to go look for that other video in this whole library of videos. So, Derek, there's a couple of things that you said that I want to kind of go back to. Well, first one is as he's talking about all the features. For anybody who's a brand new AR owner, know that an AR-15 is like the transformer of firearms. You can add this to it and add that to it, and you can add so many different things that you can turn it into. You can change its color and add features, and so there's all different kinds of stuff. So they're all they have the basic model, and then they have accessories. And so it's kind of like a monster truck. You can accessorize it to the extreme if you really want to.
Yeah.
But
I thought you were going to say the Barbie doll for gun owners, but that's all right.
I went monster truck, you know. It kind of is.
Sure.
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah. So the statement that you made that makes so much sense is being able to identify your target and know whether it's a violent intruder or the neighbor's cat. Because if your finger's on the trigger and something goes bump in the night, you're going to shoot it.
Yep.
If you don't identify what that is, and you really don't want to have to explain to the neighbor why Freddy the cat.
Or law enforcement. I mean, if I was to shoot this gun inside my home, inside the city limits, most municipalities, I would go to jail, and so it's really, really important that you're gonna, your body's gonna go through a change. If you were in a violent encounter, your adrenaline's gonna spike. Your gross motor skills your fine motor skills are gonna go away. You're gonna have only gross. So it's really important that you understand how your body's going to react in that type of situation, and obviously, identifying that target is critical.
Okay, so here's the analogy that I use to people when you start to talk about that. It's tell them or have them, or I'll tell them, think about an almost car accident when you were like, whew, that was close. Because then all of a sudden you're a little shaky, you're a little, it's that kind of thing. You go on high alert. And does everything work or does it not? Do you get adrenaline? Do you shake? Are you kind of one of those kind of people? And so understanding what your body does in an emergency will help you as you practice with your firearms for just such an emergency. Rob, you want to add anything?
I agree. Okay. Nothing to add.
Okay, well, we were talking about the AR-15. Loading it, unloading it, keeping it safe, making it safe. So with Derek LeBlanc, kidsafefoundation.org. Look him up, because if you're on the West Coast, he's going to be your guy. If you're on the East Coast,
Thank you.
It's your tough luck.
We'll get there.